When I was a kid, I loved cars. Still do. The 57 Cadillac Eldorado Brougham was the most advanced car in the world. Cost more than a Rolls. Hand-built with a stainless steel roof, cruise control, electric seats, and would you believe, air suspension. American iron. It's a passion Shannons understand. That's why they insure my daily drive, the caddy, my bike, even the house.
Call Shannons on 13 46 46. Shannons, insurance for motoring enthusiasts.
Gasoline is proudly brought to you by Shannons, insurance for motoring enthusiasts, and the following sponsors. I'm Michael Curzon, producer creator of Gasoline. Hope you enjoy.
Hello, Joshua, Olivia, and Sonia. Bumblebee saying hi from Vegas.
This is Officer Jay Rivera with the Las Vegas Metropolitan Police Department, and you're watching Gasoline.
Well, here we are. I can't believe it. Las Vegas, USA. We're at the SEMA 2012. Now, this is the car event of car events. This place is absolutely huge. They tell me it takes about 4 days to walk around this place, and you still don't see everything. So let's get in there, check it out. Well, there's definitely no shortage of muscle here at SEMA with Chris Fessler and this absolutely spectacular 68 Dodge Charger that he's built. I've got a soft spot for these cars, and they're a gorgeous looking thing. Chris, beautiful car. Tell us all about it.
Thank you very much. We found this car in New York City about 2 years ago. The client that we're building this car for decided that he wanted to keep it all stock but have the modern day muscle in it. So we took what a stock 68 Charger and turned it into what you see here. Full modern day muscle, 6.1 Hemi with the automatic tranny, full new rear end. The only thing that we've gotten to really play with and have fun on the car is a complete new custom interior that we'll be building for everybody that has the Dodges.
It's so fantastic in this day and age that you can have that old school muscle look, yet the retro modern drivetrain, and have a car that drives like a new car.
Right, well, and anybody that's gotten into a 68 Dodge Charger and driven it is not a fun car to drive. It's a neat car, but it's not fun. So we take it to the next level with a full new suspension, brakes, wheels, tires, and then basically everything underneath the car is new. So now it'll handle, you can take this car and compete against a Corvette, a new Camaro, a Mustang, and have fun with them, and even compete against the new Chargers. And this car probably out-handled the new Charger. That's fantastic. And what was the car actually like? What was the base body like on the car? Well, this car had been sitting in for over 20 years in New York, and it was pretty much whole floors were junk. The body was in good condition. It was covered, but it had been sitting in the water for 20 plus years. So I'd say the overall condition of the car is probably about a 3 or 4. It was pretty bad when we got it. The tops of the panels and everything were good. All these panels, we had to replace the lower quarters, all the floor panels. But for the most part, the car was completely destroyed, non-usable. And the Hemi in the format that it's in at the moment, what sort of power does it make right now? This one, with the tune and stuff that we have on it, be close to about 600 horsepower. That's impressive, isn't it? Oh yeah, it makes the car a lot of fun to drive. considering that the car originally had 200 and some horsepower. So it's a big jump.
Absolutely amazing, Chris. Well, thanks so much for talking to us. Beautiful car, and well done on the build. It's a credit to you.
Yeah, thank you very much.
Thank you. Well, here's a rare one for you. This absolutely awesome looking 1970 model Mercury Cougar, owned by Leonard Lopez. This baby's got a 428 Cobra Jet Ram Air engine in it too. You won't see too many of these things kicking around, even in the USA. It's actually one of 421 Eliminators built with an automatic transmission, so it's super rare. And I love this grabber blue paint too. It's absolutely sensational. It's got the C6 Auto Trans, and apparently it drives like a dream. It's been restored to perfection. Interesting car, these Cougars. They even came in Boss style specification with all the Boss running gear. They actually ran in the Trans Am Racing Series. Our very own Alan Moffat actually raced one before he came over to Australia. Ford decided to pull the pin on that project though, because effectively they were competing against their own Boss Mustang. So they pulled the pin on it and continued with the Mustang project. All I can say is this thing is super rare, looks fantastic in this colour combination, and I'd sure love to get behind the wheel of this thing.
You're watching Gasolene.
Now here's an event to mark on your calendar for 2013, the Gasolene Muscle Car Expo. There's never been an event like this one, where some of Australia's very best concourse American and Australian muscle cars come together under one roof. Also featured by special invitation, barn finds, street machines, special interests and 50s classics. So if you want to see the best of the best and cars you've never seen before all under one roof, then this is the show for you. 12th to 14th of July 2013, Royal Exhibition Buildings in Melbourne. Don't miss it. And don't forget, viewers, to look up the all-new Shannons Club. Shannons Club is a huge site. It's like a hub for enthusiasts. You jump on there, you can start your own garage, put pictures of your cars up there, stories of your cars, videos, you name it. You'll see people like myself on there, Jim Richards. Click onto our garages and check out some of our machines and some of our past machines. It's an incredible site, it's growing every day, so get onto it and have a ball. Well, there's definitely no shortage of Australians here at SEMA. With Chris Palazzo from Rocket Industries. Chris, awesome show, isn't it?
How you going, Glenn? Yeah, it's great. I mean, it's the mecca of all the performance industry, and geez, you get some real ideas coming here. It just shows you what's possible in the car industry, and some of the ideas, some of the styles are just unbelievable.
So it's forever changing, isn't it? There's always new products coming out on the market, isn't there?
Oh, look, every company's trying to better what they did last year, trying to bring out the new products, trying to be number one on the market. And same with car designers. They're all here trying, showing what they've got new. And now a lot of the companies actually working with the designers to really put the product on the world stage, and beautiful.
Now, for some of the viewers out there that are thinking about bringing in parts directly from the US, there's quite a few traps and pitfalls with that sort of thing, isn't there? And this is where Rocket Industries can take the headache out of the equation, can't they?
Yeah, there's a lot of guys now that come over here and say, oh, look, we'll do it all ourselves, or we'll ship it all in. And that's great and fine. But if you're building a car, I mean, Rocket's basically Australia's biggest direct distributor of all the major brands, US brands. And what we do is we work with the actual manufacturers, and we're actually factory appointed. Now, that gives us the ability to give warranty on parts. You buy something, it's wrong, you can send it back to us. You don't have to send it all the way back to America. Something breaks, something might be missing out of the box. Sometimes by the time you buy something here, you add the freight, you add the duty, which are all sort of hidden. You don't really consider those. By the time you get it back to Australia, if you don't lose it, it becomes pretty expensive. Sometimes you might be better off buying it in Australia, and you've got all that added confidence that you're going to get it. There's no problems. You've got somebody to ring locally that's not going to, play games with you. So And we pride ourselves on customer service and making sure our customers have got access to all the latest stuff. So we're actually working with manufacturers before they even exhibit at SEMA to have all that latest stuff on the shelf.
Fantastic, Chris. Well, viewers, you heard what Chris said. There are a lot of risks and there are a lot of traps and a lot of pitfalls when it comes to importing goods over. Sometimes it can defeat the purpose by the time you actually end up paying all those extra costs and you just haven't got the backup or support. So thanks very much for talking to us, Chris.
No worries, good to see you here. Hope you're enjoying the party.
Absolutely, thank you. To download your free copy of the Rocket Industries and Aeroflow Performance Parts catalogues, go to the sponsor section at the Gasolene website. Click on the links and download away. With over 650 combined pages of performance parts and accessories, you're sure to find everything you need for your car.
Hi, you're watching Gasoline. We're here at the SEMA Show 2012.
Well, I've found something a little bit different here, something like you've never seen before. Tom Bergeron here can tell us all about this absolutely amazing car and what is the purpose of it.
But one day we were in a salvage yard and we saw one of our total loss vehicles, which was a 68 Camaro you see behind us, and it was a fire loss. The interior was gone, engine fire, it was in really bad shape. So we decided to build one vehicle that addresses all the questions that have ever been asked of us on the collector car world. So the yellow side you see is a 100-point restoration. Every nut and bolt is correct. It's actually been over-restored because that's what the market dictates. The passenger side is kind of a fun side. We, it's a resto mod. We did some things. We have some performance parts on there. We shaved the door handles off. The firewall has been shaved and smooth. The interior is custom on my side, nice leather interior. But the driver's side is all correct. Like I said, it was designed to be an education piece for our agents and underwriters.
So effectively, you've got RS on one side and SS Resto mod on the other side.
Yes, correct. I mean, it started out as a simple idea. Let's just build this car, cut down the middle, and see what happens. But everything, the underside of the car is split down the middle. The sway bar is stock on one side and a big, heavy performance sway bar on the other side. We have custom wheels on the passenger side. If you look at the driver's side, we have actually two different style wheels, and that would show optional wheel packages that you could get on that car in 68. So we tried to think of everything. I'm sure we may have missed something, but it's going to be very minute. But even the engine hood, we have a SS hood and a RS hood, and to pull that off to split it down the middle was quite an undertaking.
Absolutely amazing. What a fantastic concept. I'm sure it's a very useful tool. Thanks for talking to us.
No problem. Thank you.
Thank you. Well, early Fairlane fans, I've found the car for you. This absolutely sensational 1967 two-door American Fairlane. Toby Caldwell here was actually involved in the build of this car. Toby, tell us about the car. This thing is absolutely insane.
It's a 67 Ford Fairlane we built for a customer out of St. Louis, Missouri by the name of George and Kathy Lang. We've built several cars for the guy. It is a 67 Fairlane on an Art Morrison chassis. 429 Boss motor, the original 69 Boss 429, 5-speed Tremec transmission, billet specialty wheels that is our own design. It's our version of the old Shelby Halliburton wheel. The car is about a 700 horsepower car. We always do everything with big blocks, big power. We're known for the big motors. The big.
There's no substitute for cubic inches, is there?
There is no substitute for that. The car was a local car. Our customer wanted a Fairlane. He wanted it white. We're known for black cars, and it was quite a battle. But the car ended up white, and it really, when it was all done, we realized that the car really needed to be a white car. We put the 67 Mustang interior in it, the dash, widened the dash, all the gauges and controls are original 67 Mustang gauges and controls, classic instruments, vintage air conditioning. Mylan Kiesler with Kiesler Racing done the engine. He does all of our engines. They have a distinct sound to them. So we're real pleased with the car and very pleased with the turnout and how everybody likes the car.
Fantastic. The rubber under the rear is absolutely huge, and I believe you extended the wheel arch.
Yes, we did. To run the 20 by 10, the original wheel opening just wasn't big enough, so we stretched the rear wheel opening 3 inches to make the wheel look like it fit the quarter a little better. Same in the front. We moved the wheel, stretched the front of the wheel well 2 inches to place the wheels a little farther forward to give the car a little better stance and a little better look.
Well, Toby, all I can say is absolutely fantastic. It's a credit to all involved in the build, and thanks for talking to us today.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Well, we're with Matt and Sherry Clark from Shermat International. Now, some of you may have heard of Shermat before. They're a company that is dedicated to helping Australians import American cars into Australia. There's a lot of pitfalls, there's a lot of traps, there's all sorts of dramas you can have bringing cars over. And these people here are just the right people to help you out. Without patronising them, you won't get nicer people. They're genuine, they're honest, I've become very good friends with them. In fact, we wouldn't be here if it wasn't for Shermat. I'd like to say thank you very much.
No worries, mate. Appreciate it.
Yeah, you're quite welcome. It's great that you guys made it over.
And what do you think of SEMA? It's huge, isn't it? I mean, you've been here before. We haven't.
SEMA is, look, it's something that you guys, I'm glad you're here to show Australia really what goes on. Because everyone thinks Vegas, SEMA, it's a big car show. And you've probably been walking around now for easy 2 days. Legs are sore, everything's killing. You haven't even seen the quarter of it. And it's just America's real finest showing what they've got. And it's so... There's so many misconceptions out there of what American paint jobs and this, that and the other. This is where the best of the best come. If you're a builder, you come here, you look at, every time I come here, I've got stuff going through my mind, what I'm going to build, what could this component use, how could you use this, and I just went through the TV section, all the displays and stereos and stuff like that. And I'm looking, I had a concept in my head and I got totally sidetracked onto another monitor. I'm like, oh, you know what I could do with this? I could go here with it. And I ended up doing it. So, but yeah, so we incorporate that. But the show itself, I mean, we were just talking before to Mike that it's what 100 and he thought there was like 150,000, 200,000. I'd say there was 1.4 million walked through the door yesterday. It's just an immense
massive
show. Yeah, it's massive, absolutely huge.
Now we better stop right there because you know why? You're an Australian.
Yeah.
No American accent here. What's going on?
No, mate. I moved over in 2006. I met Sherry. We married. Been here ever since. So.
And you make a fantastic couple. You're well and truly into cars, aren't you, Sherry?
I am. Yep. It's a good passion, and it's nice to share it with my husband and be able to live out our dream with what we do and help people. And that's the biggest thing that we enjoy doing is helping people.
Yeah.
I've noticed also that you're not scared to get in there, get your hands dirty and work on those cars. I've seen it all on Facebook.
No, I'm not scared. I don't mind doing it at all.
Now, Matt, tell me all about this Mustang build of yours, this chaotic. I've heard so much about it. When are we going to see it and what is it?
Okay, it's a 65 K-Code GT that I was originally going to restore back to a just concourse car being the car that it is. For 20 years I've been wanting to do something to a particular car, and it was turbocharged something. And I chose this car, and then I got a rumour and a whisper that nobody's ever twin turboed in the United States, around the world. I went on a lot of forums, spoke to a lot of editors. I said, have you ever seen a 351 Windsor twin turbo? I said, no, well, yeah, we have, but you have to cut the towers out. And
in that body, yeah.
Yeah, to do it, you have to do it that way.
They're very tight, aren't they?
And being a GT, I'm like, nah, I can't do it. And I thought, what's the deal with it? And they said, it's physically impossible. You can't do that. And I'm like, why? So a couple of hours later, I'd nailed out a set of headers, and I'm like, well, this is possible. So yeah, we ended up building it, and it's about 90% done. So it's coming along good, actually. 5 weeks of so-called physically impossible, and we actually nailed it. So I think I hit it on the head. I'm pretty happy with it so far.
Good job, mate. I'll tell you what, there might be a slight chance we might be heading down to Florida and checking Chaotic out, mate.
Why don't you come stay with us? Come stay with us.
It sounds good. Sounds good. I reckon I'll speak to Michael Kirsten, the producer, and we'll see if we can organise. That'd be fantastic.
No worries. We'll do it.
Well, thank you so much for helping us out. We really appreciate you helping getting Gasolene over here. Thank you very much,
mate.
Matt and Sherry.
Thanks, guys.
Great, thank you.
We'll have a look at what I found here. An absolutely spectacular 396 SS 69 Camaro, owned by none other than Mac Byrne here. Mac, beautiful car. Tell us all about it.
Well, thank you, Glenn. I'm glad to talk about it. It's an SS 396 1969 Camaro, and it's restored to identical condition as it left the showroom floor, only a little better.
And did you do much of the restoration work yourself?
I did about 20% of it and wrote a lot of checks.
Well done, mate. Well, at least you've had some sort of a hand in the build, and it's nice to have that element of touch to your own car in the build, isn't it?
Absolutely. I can turn a wrench, but some of the work here is highly skilled and above my level.
And tell us about the rest of the car, the specification on the car as it left the factory from new and as it is now.
Glenn, it's a very unusual car in the sense that the equipment on it is quite unique. It came out of the factory as a radio delete car, so it had no radio. It's got a console, but the original owner didn't order the gauges that go on the console, which is also unusual. I've never seen a coupe with that orange houndstooth interior. Again, that's very different. The 396 is a 325 horse, which is the lowest number of big blocks they made. And it's also got a wide ratio 4-speed, which is unusual. So the combination of options on the car, it's probably a very low number, production number, maybe even one of one.
Fantastic. And just for the viewers out there that don't know, what is the name of the colour of this car?
Hugger Orange. But I'm not going to hug you, Glenn.
Oh, damn. Well, Mac, thank you so much for talking to us. The car's spectacular. It's a credit to you, and I absolutely love it.
Glenn, I love Australia, and I hope everybody there enjoys the show.
I'm sure they will, and thank you for your time.
You're welcome.
Thank you. Well, you know, I've got a soft spot for these beautiful Dodge Chargers. This 70 model here, a great looking car. This one's got some fantastic history too. Pete Prescott here owns this car. Pete, tell us all about the car from the very beginning.
Okay, from the very beginning, I saw this particular car on the Charger brochure of 1970. And I pointed to that and I told the dealer that I wanted that car. Well, they told me that car was there, but they didn't have this color. That was just for the brochure. But I wanted that car, so they told me it'll take me 8 weeks and an extra $100. I gave them the $100 and I told them I'll wait. I waited 8 weeks They brought the car to me, and the salesman told me that this was the prettiest car in the lot. And I took it home, and I felt the same way. It was the prettiest car in the lot. That's the story on that one.
And you didn't hold back on the options list. You chose the big engine.
I chose the 440 Magnum engine. I couldn't afford the Hemi at the time. So
440 cubic inches will do the job.
375 horsepower at the time.
And how many miles has the car done since you've owned it since new?
Since I've owned it new, it's got about 66,000 miles on it. It's been parked for quite a few years.
Wow. And have you done any restoration work on the car, or is it fairly original?
No, this is a little bit of restoration that's been done on it because it sat in a garage for about 25 years. And just sitting there, it kind of deteriorated, so it was redone. But everything is all original. Original color, original seats, everything.
So you've basically been working in the military for many years, you mentioned before, and you've retired now, and it's time to have some fun.
I was in the military for 20 years, 2 months, and 18 days. It's time to retire. I went out, got another job with the Teamsters doing the same thing that's been doing here. And I retired from the Teamsters after 23 years. But I kept the car.
Would you ever sell the car if anyone asked?
Never sell the car. You can bring a millionaire in here and he couldn't buy it because this car has sentimental value to me. You know, I'm not rich. I don't have money. I would like to have money, but I wouldn't sell my car for it because I wouldn't want to see anybody else drive it anyway. So, no, I wouldn't sell it.
But you're rich in happiness with this thing.
Rich in happiness, that's about it.
I know I would be.
Yeah. Yeah.
But thank you so much for talking to us, Pete. It's been great meeting you. Beautiful car. I'm very envious. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
What's that? And you're watching Gasoline. Like that? I can't take it out.
And remember, viewers, if you want to see past Gasoline episodes, go to shannons.com.au. Click on the Gasoline link and enjoy. And remember, this is a whole new season of Gasoline with new episodes every Tuesday night, 8:30 p.m, Australia-wide.
Gasoline is proudly brought to you by Shannons, insurance for motoring enthusiasts, and the following sponsors. I'm Michael Curzon, producer, creator of Gasoline. Hope you enjoy.